Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Terror. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. I'm having technical difficulties. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. It's just, I was just doing a lovely reading, and all of a sudden, the computer went, no. A direct quote, that was. That was a direct quote of technical malarkeys. So, I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. Obviously, I did the usual, which is drop kick it, and it seems to be working now. But I dread that we may have to do the second, possible after the drop kick and general violence towards technology is the dreaded turn it off and on again. I know. We may we may have to go to that extreme. Before I get into this question, there's a little kind of, channel announcement, if you want to be so grand, of the next couple of weeks coming up. Dawes and I are planning to go and visit some family in November. We don't know the specific dates. We don't know what's going. It's still up in the air about it. But it's on the thing, right? It's basically going to happen. We just don't know when. So while I'm away, having a little bit of break and enjoying other people's company. I'm not saying that your company isn't gorgeous. I'm just saying, mix it up a little bit. Is the situation that I am trying to stockpile a little bit of readings so that can be released while I'm away to continue to keep you all out of mischief, because I know what you're like. I've met some of you. Whoa, you cheeky munchkins. So this is the plan. Okay, so the next week or so, continue, please, doing greatness of suggesting future readings in the comments down below and upvoting them and that kind of stuff. That is sexy. You're doing a grand job, everybody. You should be proud of yourselves. However, also while that's happening, could you also start thinking about what would be considered, I suppose, evergreen stuff? Okay. So, for example, not to name and shame, but to highlight, I have been bombarded by Jane and her ilk. Naughty Jane. Oh, Jane's a minx. Who has been suggesting about the comet. That's the word. I was young back in the 80s, but when you remember a shop called Comet, and it's like, that can't be right. And it is right, because I'm just being a donut. I clearly haven't had enough coffee today. However, the Comet coming up, that would be considered evergreen. And I'm going to do the recording of that and be released later on while I'm away. Do you see what I'm saying now? So another one, who is another little minx who has been bombarding me with that. I'm reading it off the monitor. Hold on. Kay, you cheeky minx. Oh, lovely people. Bombarding me about Jack the Ripper. Another one that could be considered evergreen, and that will be recorded. I'm being beaten up about the Jack the Ripper reading. I requested this a month ago. I thought we were going on, visit family a month ago as well, and I was planning to do this then. But yeah, so the situation is that would also be considered an evergreen subject. It's not from the day-to-day malarkey, and so that will be recorded for November as well. I've got you both, my dears. I've seen you suggesting multiple times that it was my plan. I should have been more transparent. I apologise, but it's locked in. All right, please stop asking. So for the next week or so, can you please, as the village, suggest not only day-to-day, which you're doing a grand job on, but also think about evergreen stuff as well. And if we don't get to the evergreen stuff in November, obviously I can record it for over Festmas period. I know it's getting up. Look at just flipping it. But coming up, do you get me? Right. So if it ain't going to be in that batch, it will be in the Festmas batch. Right. Okay. Enough of that. Because quite frankly, I just want to get alcoholic. It doesn't happen that often. It's going to be a week off at least over Festmas. 2 weeks, I think. Maybe 5. I don't know. I might treat myself. But I will. I won't leave you high and dry while I'm at it. All right. That is the deal. Anyway. So if you could do that, lovely. That's the end of that kind of grandiose kind of channel announcement rubbish. Moving on into the here and now. Here is a question. Hopefully we'll get through it without the computer just having a hissy fit. This has come from Granny Liz. Now, I haven't seen you for ages, my gorgeous lady. I hope you're well and your family is safe and all that good jazz. It just seems like forever. So I'm so glad you're back and all that kind of stuff. And her question is, hi, Gigi. You know, I may have just realised the reason why she may have not popped her head above a parapet asking you a question all of a sudden. I don't I may be wrong, but I may have found out what it could be. She continues, hi, Gigi. I'm sticking with it. Could you please do a reading? Oh, I could do that. On the position of the Met Police no longer arresting people for non-hate remarks. Okay, I can do that. That'll be. Will it filter down love and sweet kisses? She continues. It goes on for a little while. In some places, rather embarrassing, and some places it turns into some sort of fan fiction, crazy shenanigans involving whips and chains and stuff. And quite frankly, I approve. So we're going to say that we're visiting family, but quite frankly, Granny Liz and I have got plans, and quite frankly, I'll bring the snacks, love. All right. So, but yes, thank you very much, Liz. And once again, I hope you're safe and well and all that good stuff. Now, let's have a look at this. While I was shuffling, in the previous, before we had technical difficulties and craziness and drop-kicking equipment, we had a footnote that came out while I was shuffling, which was the 10 of Swords upright. Okay, so this burden, this kind of, I know that's normally the 10 of Wands, but it was this kind of, it felt really kind of under pressure, of more pressure. It felt kind of like end of a cycle, but no one's the winner in their eyes. Okay, so if you bear with me, we'll hopefully add that to the reading as well. But I thought I'd mention it because, like I said, it flopped out, which is a technical term. Liz, calm down. And this is on your screen right now. I'm just saying this is a life choice that you have to take ownership on. So, anyway, let's have a look at this for my dears. And there was 7 upvotes as well. So thank you very much for upvoting as well. I very much appreciate everybody who does that in the comments down below. So then, one more I've been told, and then we're ready to go. So there we go. Okay. And the cut. Gorgeous. See, it's almost as if I've done this before. I know, it's great. Wheel of Fortune definitely feels upright. Mainly in the karma element, because it's normally good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. But this feels very much just karma in general. I would say this is more of a PR stunt than anything else. Is just the energy I'm getting from this. Okay. Knight of Cups. Well, there's the heart and sleeve of the PR stuntage. It's like, oh, we're going to do better. Oh, please, love us again. 3 of Wands. Obviously, reviewing the ships coming in. How's that going to go? Is it going to be all right? How's it happening? 2 of Wands. Notice the saucy squirrel, because we like to look at the pretty pictures here, is looking out at this timeline. Okay, and there's definitely some sort of plotting, planning kind of energy to it. There's definitely amendments coming. I think, just based on this here, we'll obviously have to see, and this is just the foundation of the reading. We'll have some gossip, and then the outcome at the end, as always. This feels like there's going to be a rebrand of some description. Okay, it feels like this. It's almost. I'm getting the energy of They've been caught out by calling it this. They're going to call it another name. It's just, do you know what I mean? Because it's too useful is basically what I'm getting. All right, but let's find out together. 9 of Wands. So that's the wounded warrior trying to defend their ground. Yeah. 7 of Swords. Sneaky buggers. There we go. Slap bang in the middle of the reading as well. Okay. So it's deceit, deception, betrayal, thieves in the night, energy, blah, blah, blah. It's basically the rebranding kind of thing. Yeah. There you go. Light bulb. Aha moment. Ace of Wands. Here's an idea, lads. Here's an opportunity, lads. Here's a potential way to go from this plotting, planning, scheming. Yeah. I don't like being right. Do you know what I mean? I hate to say it. I'm just saying, in this particular reading, it's just a bit... So, let's continue. 2 of Pentacles, trying to balance out the situation. Empress. Ooh. That doesn't feel like the Met. The Empress feels like an outside who is that woman who did that thing? I know. Bring it. I'm literally Wikipedia over here. Look at me. Who's that woman who did that thing? The report that is it Casey? The report into the certain gangs. Yeah. That Stuttery Starmouth walking people didn't want to do. Thought he'd palm it off to his mate, Casey woman. And she came back with the wrong answer and now got them stuck in the position. Yeah. I'm not saying it is her, but it feels like someone like her. Someone kind of investigating, kind of... There's definitely some sort of report coming here. Judgment. There we go. The trumpet of truth. There you go. So, right now, especially with the Ten of Swords, as the footnote that flopped out earlier, applying that to this reading as well, here, it is very much trying to get ahead of the game here. It doesn't... And obviously I don't want to put words in people's mouths or anything like that, but it does, up until kind of down here, these 2 cards, it doesn't feel sincere. It's trying to get ahead of the game. Yeah? Right. So here's the snapshot of now. We'll get some gossip in a sec. Overarching energy, 8 of Swords. They're trapped in their own crud. I was going to swear there for a second. I held it back. But yeah, they're squeaky bum time. All round. Page of Swords. Trying to flirt with ideas here. Trying to get out of this shenanigans. So at the moment, it feels as if, like I said, it's not a position they can stand anymore. Especially with the Grey and what's-his-face guy from Father Ted. Highlighted the stupidity of what's been going on. Remember, there's also statistics that, what was it, 12,000 plus people have had a knock at the door about something that, about these sorts of things. And that's not including the ones that have been prosecuted as well. Yeah. So, and that's like compared to Russia, which was like 400 something. We're doing well. We're doing well in all the wrong tables, aren't we? But yeah, it's very much it just feels like a rebranding maneuver than an actual kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Sincere approach, if you get me. So let's see where this goes. Let's get some gossip with the prediction deck going, and find out where this goes. Especially when Granny Liz was also talking about other police forces as well. And this goes back for the long time viewers. This is going back to what I was saying before, where back in, 98, with this whole Human Rights Act from Blair, and the progression of the judicial system, of which that's all I'm going to refer it to as for a long time, because there's clearly no justice going on. But the judicial system, manipulating it and moving it so that the amount of, this is not just the only way that all police forces have been using straw man arguments. Yeah, these kind of, this could potentially incite violence, or potentially harm someone's feelings, or you see what I'm saying? This straw man argument. No one has actually responded necessarily, or even reported necessarily. It's just that someone could be ... Yeah. So it's not even based on science or evidence or whatever. It's just like this figment, of imagination type malarkey. And it's all to, obviously, because they've got to publish their numbers. Yeah. That it just pumps up what they're doing, and it's cheaper. Let's be honest. As crimes go, and you wonder why, shoplifting and all that kind of stuff is ballooned through the roof type. This is the reason why it's cheaper to do digital based stuff than anything else. Yeah, simple as that. And they still can combine the results in their statistics at the end of the year, or every quarter, or whatever they pump it out as. And it all goes back to the Human Rights Act, which very quickly, for the new boys and girls, previously to that act, we had all the rights in the world, apart from these specific things that government had asked you not to do. Obviously, there was common law as well, but basically you had almost like in America, these inevitable rights, or whatever the word is. But it's like, these are the rights, and by the way, could you just not do these things? Thanks. Right? And then until the Human Rights Act came in, and obviously Europe took it even further, but the main thing to remember at that point is that instead of you being born with all these rights, and by the way, the government just don't want you to do these things, it suddenly turned into all these rights are decreed to you by government. You have no rights apart from the ones given to you by government. Yeah? Very different approach. And that's why it's turned into this crazy shenanigans, partly. But that was the bedrock of it. Anyway, we've cut this. Sorry about the waffle, but some people may need a history lesson, and that is why. Lies, deceit. There you go. Deception. Same here. They're doing it for just to keep face, really. Society collapse. Controlled puppet, in it just. Public burnout. So the peer pressure has been too much. The illusion is broken. People are just want even basic things like car theft and all that kind of stuff being dealt with, and it's not being dealt with, and you wonder why everything's going through the roof. Yeah. Insurance and stuff like that going through the roof because no one's actually doing anything apart from distributing a crime reference number, like as if it's candy at Halloween. That's it. There we go. Right. So, disappointing outcome. Notice that's on their wounded warrior, trying to push back holier than thou. Oh, we're just doing our job. We're just doing our job. We're just doing. Why is it anyone who's just doing their job very nicely? Always kind of like Rachel Reever. They all have a sinus problem. Just doing our job. Computer says no. But they're defending and basically it's that they are disappointed that they can't continue it. Yeah? It's not that it's, morally questionable or ethically questionable or freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff. No. It's because they can't justify it. Okay? These are the sorts of people we're dealing with here. And this is why I'm very optimistic that we're not just taking out the figureheads, but we're also taking out the back staff people as well. Energetically happening right now. It's a whole cleanse happening here. And you can hear it time and time and time again, all these people quitting and no one's been fired, it seems. But it's like all these people are like, enough's enough, this is ridiculous kind of thing, and moving on. The rats are, I've just heard, the rats are just scurrying away from the sinking ship. 7 of Swords here. Uprising. Yeah. Calling it out. Calling out the BS. If it's not a crime, then why are you turning up? It's not your job. Go and sort out shoplifting. Yeah? That's there. Ace of Wands. New policies. Exactly. We'll just rebrand it. We'll just do it in a different way. We'll just make it sound as if it's something else. I think I'm right in saying, I wish I could remember off the top of my head which what's it called? Investigation, inquiry it came from. Because this non-crime element was, I want to say it was kind of, I think I want to say it was some sort of like, it was like a murder or something. Can't remember. I wish I could remember the specifics. But the reason why non-hate crime things were suggested out of that inquiry from the findings was because there was no way to keep kind of not necessarily evidence, but keeping a history of what was going on within this gang officially. And so the idea was, and unfortunately it was only implemented half of it, because if the other half was implemented as well, it wouldn't be a full kind of knocking on the door. The whole purpose was similar to like a Wikipedia, to take some notes, to kind of, okay, we need to keep an eye on this person, and keep an eye on this person and like formulate data intelligence-wise on specific people. It was never meant to, and it was never suggested to be used the way it is being used and has been used. Because it was then supposed to be obviously build up enough evidence to then be action something. For example, I tell you what this would have been if it was implemented fully. What would be brilliant, or would have been brilliant, was in the whole grooming gangs lot, talking to the both the girls and the boys. That's another thing that's kind of being, some boys there as well. And even though they at the age they were, he's my boyfriend, I'm not going to, he loves me, blah, 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 I'm not going to tell you anything. But you could have, at the time, if this was implemented correctly, would have been, well, then, get the data. What does that, can you remember his number plate? Or can you remember his this, that, and the other? Or can you, and then stockpile it. That's the whole point. So it was actually accumulating data over time so that when the child realizing what was going on, the data was there to be able to retroactively. Do you see what I'm saying? That was, from the best of my understanding, what this policy was supposed to be for. And clearly it hasn't. So, sorry about that. Two of Pentacles, stay put. See what I mean? Even if they're topsy-turvy, they're wanting to keep it going. All for the wrong reasons. Empress is bugging me. Politics, government. This Empress here, like I said, feels like someone like this, the woman I said previously, Casey woman. Because the Empress is surrounded by the fruits of the labour, the harvest. And what I'm hearing from that is that it's the report, the inquiry, the evidence gathered kind of thing with the Empress. And it feels like they're reporting to the government on this. The Judgment, support role. I really don't like these three collectively here, because it feels very much like scratching each other's back. They want this to continue. Like I said, it feels like it's going to be a rebranding. Overarching volcano. That's you and me. Passionate. Uprising. Yeah. Joining forces. Ooh. I like that. I think what I'm getting from that is it's not just Big Brother Watch, as an example, and the freedom speech union, is it called? Not just them. But I feel like there's finally going to be these people, instead of silos, coming together. Yeah, like Graham, what's his face from Father Ted, and a very similar situation to, like it's difficult in numbers, if you get me. The numbers get to a certain point. Same with the women's rights situation, or the certain type of gangs, or the, you know what I mean. It's like the floodgates blow open. It's too many people all shouting the same thing. Yeah, but this here feels very, very kind of. It's the third option that I keep saying. Yeah, the third option that no one asked for, but they're going to do it. So let's go to the outcome here. Because this is about okay. Let's say that this is going to be just put on record. Okay. I'm not saying it's definitely connected to this, but the main reason why there is such pushback is the same situation with the post office. Is that they know they're in the wrong, and the amount it will cost for true retribution type situation is, you know, it's cheaper to do it this way. That's what I've just got there. It's just ridiculous. It's just, what is the world coming to? But I feel very much like the pressure is not gonna. Okay, very, very, like, simply, before, as we're going into the outcome here. So there's going to be this sort of rebranding of whatever it is. They're not going to get rid of it necessarily. They think that's enough to get people off the scent, as it were. But they're going to be proven very quickly to be liars, basically. And yeah, it's not going to end well. It really doesn't feel, for them. It does, which, you know, some people may say good, but this is not going to end well. So let's have a butcher's at this. And by the way, I know this is a bit of a serious subject and stuff like that, but if you're enjoying this, if you're enjoying the reading and that kind of stuff, please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell and all that jazz. Please thummy like as well. That really helps us out immensely by bribing the algorithm, and also hype. Supposedly, and I don't know if this is I genuinely, this is so new, and I'm getting a little miffed off by this, actually, by YouTube and stuff. Certain features are only available on mobile phone devices and iPads, and some of them are available on all platforms. And this kind of two-tier YouTube is really, it's really annoying now, okay? So if you can see the hype button, please hype. That's lovely. You get 3 chances to hype a week, what I can gather. But how you can hype, I don't know. I've only seen it sometimes, and I don't know which device I saw it on, if you get me. So I will keep my eye out and report back. But yeah, it's bizarre. But this is the bit I don't get, right? You have to click the button. You have to click like. You like it to then unlock like a side quest of, oh, do you want to hype this as well? Well, surely just the one click was enough, sufficient. No, now it's 2 clicks to like super like it, as it were, you know? It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. Anyway, these are almost ready. And also comment down below if you're reading along, if you know particular people, especially this Empress. If you've heard something that I haven't, about someone looking into this or reporting back on this, or it's, yeah, but this all feels like they want to keep it together. And also that's where you can do what Granny Liz did and suggest future readings down below, and have other people, like 7 other people, upvoting them and all that malarkey. So I very much appreciate everybody who does that. It genuinely helps out the channel. Thank you so much indeed. And also, if you want to go to one further extent, I'd never really mentioned this, but there is also the Village Elites, a part of the Greatest Good Village, which is the paid YouTube membership side of things, and they get additional readings throughout the week and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it genuinely pays for the coffee. That's primarily where it all goes. Takes a lot of coffee. In fact. Cheers, my dears. Let's have a slurp. Cool, that was bubbly. It's not mocha rocker kind of. Oh, that's good honey today. Black coffee, honey. Oh, hits the spot. Oh, gorgeous. Anyway, let's have a look at this outcome. Here we go. Hermit. Lies and deception. Something here is, someone is going to break rank. It feels like whistleblower kind of energy right there with the Hermit. Society collapse. Burdened. 10 of Wands. You're not even doing the basic policing kind of energy. Burdened, especially with the 10 of Swords at the beginning of the footnote thing. Yeah, they're proving themselves to be untrustworthy, shall we say. Controlled puppet, 8 of Swords, again. Second time, trapped. Public life burnout, Ace of Swords. That feels very much like truth, exposure. That feels like whistleblower. It feels like evidence. It feels like there is something here, and I don't know if it's the Met itself, but I feel as if this sort of evidence is something along the lines of a particular officer, I don't know what rank they would be, are or were specifically using these non-crime hate rubbish incident things as to target somebody, to target a particular. There seems to be a dog barking. Oh dear! I'll have to go and get the taser out again. That's if you. I know, like, some people won't know what's going on Twitch right now, but yeah, it's bless her, honestly. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, we've got a dog and a cat, right? And the dog just is like a cross between a Jack Russell and Shih Tzu that we adopted and that kind of thing a couple of years ago. And it's lovely and gorgeous and beautiful. But the selling feature and the main, she is lovely and all that kind of stuff. But the main selling feature and the reason why she is in this humble abode right now is because I could officially call her a jack shit, and that would be the official term of what she is. So it's the simplest things in life that make you chuckle. But yeah, this feels very much like abusing powers in some description. Disappointing outcome, death, end of a cycle, done. This is the end. Like I said, even though they're trying to rebrand it, reuse it in a different way, that kind of stuff, it's just over. It's just gone. Knight of Pentacles on the uprising. I may need to go back on that because there is definitely an offer here. Notice it's going directly towards the end of the cycle here. But it feels as if there's something here going beyond the remit, going beyond what this is about. This reading is about being that there is something here. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch, end of the world, start again energy with this offer. There is something here, maybe to reestablish trust, reestablish or whatever, but I don't like it. It's got it's got a kind of a bad taste. It's like what's the best way to describe it? Sorry, it's just a little difficult. It's almost as if it's using this as an excuse to do something even worse with the Knight of Pentacles. This offer. The best way to sort this out is ... Whatever this ... is here. This suggestion, this proposal, really really doesn't make it any better and defeats the object of what's going on, if that makes any sense. King of Wands on the new rules and laws and policies and stuff. This feels like stuttery starmer, which makes sense of why the Knight of... It's like using never let like an incident, a bad thing go to waste. I can't remember the exact quote off the top of my head, but that's what that feels like right there. And the fact that Stuttery Starmer is here with new policies and new laws and new things is ooh. Lovers got to make a choice on staying put. Notice that was also on the topsy-turvy. It feels as if this is literally the choice. We completely shut this down, which the death card feels very much like a shutdown. Normally the death card is, yes, it's death, but it's like rebirth, reborn, renewal, new way forward. But this is proper death, shut down. I really don't like this offer, whatever this proposal is, whatever this whatever this policy is here. should not be trusted as far as you can throw it. It is. It's not good. Two of Cups again. So they're partnering up down here. And the only reason it was again is like the Lovers, the Two of Cups. It's normally about lovers and stuff. It's like very insidious energy down the bottom here. The thing is, though, I'll say this. When the usual suspects start chirping on about how great this is going to be a good idea. Oh, walking people. You know, that you'll just know how evil this is, how borderline corrupt this is. Not in the legal sense, I want to gather it, but this is like, oh, excuse me. But this is the usual suspects. Yes, Stutty Starmer will be around it and all that, but the last card, Sun card, exposing it. Happiest card in the deck. Oh, that doesn't feel good. It feels as if they're celebrating. Overarch. Well, there you go. Seven of Wands. Defending their ground. Sorry, I thought I'd had enough beverage. Bear with me. For those in the know or want to learn this, you normally do it like naturally if you're a dry throat. That's what. And that's why I have a little coffee break every so often, just you know. Yeah. This Sun card here feels like their celebration. So to directly answer, will this filter down? No. The rebranding will, but it'll be a new policy. It'll be a new way forward to achieve the same goals, it feels like. Can we clarify the Knight of Pentacles here, please? Can we clarify the Knight of Pentacles here, please? For the greatest, because it feels horrible. It does feel really... for the greatest good for all concerned things. Always be appreciative. Right. Rule number 1. Rejection. There you go. We don't want it for us. There you go. Manifesting truth. Yeah. This King of Swords here doesn't feel like government, this feels like the police federation, maybe. Even though they're the ones doing it, you know what I mean? But it feels as if like it's a group, not an individual. It's obviously it's the King of Swords, so it's of some sort of authority, truth, knowledge, information, data, evidence that clearly can define how, in the non-legal term, corrupt this offer is, this opportunity is, what they're trying to spin as an opportunity. The people reject it. These people are standing up against it, but this is what they want. Overarching energy, new cycle, underlining, quick movement, quick decisions. And can we clarify the Sun card, please? Can we clarify this happy, happy, joy, joy? Because it feels like 3 of Cups celebration. They got like partial through or something, you know? That kind of energy. Sun card, please. Can we clarify the sun card, please? Give and take. 6-6. Devil. Well, they... Who thought another 6 was coming? This is the scratch your back thing that we were talking about earlier. 6 of Cups feels like you and me rejecting up here and wanting to go back to a much more of a traditional way of doing things. Everyone knew where we stood then. The Devil card here is that insidious kind of energy here that's kind of overdoing it. So even though there's this pushback here on from this authority people, this group, could even be like barristers or whatever, but it just feels like or judges maybe, someone who's in the industry, as it were, calling it out for the BS it is. The general public don't want it. These people are standing up against it, and they're kind of outpowered who's trying to manifest it. Okay, so it doesn't fully go through, but enough of it does. There's a gnat that's just come in here, but there's enough of it goes through that they're actually celebrating down here, because they always play the long game. Always remember that they always play the long game. So the 6 of Pentacles, give and take, scratching each other's back. The Devil card, outpower the people who want to go back to a more traditional time, if you get me. So there's enough that gets through that they can celebrate, but they'll come back to it next year or whenever it may be. All right? Overarching energy, heartbreak, yeah. And the Lovers again, yeah. So, not necessarily a good reading. Blame Granny Liz. I don't know why but it feels as if we need to be acutely aware of what the excuse is going to be, because it feels as if this rebranding is going to really kind of double down on their position. But they're trapped. Yeah, it's immoral. You can't. It's like double speak. I know I keep going back to 1984, and I know that and some people may say that the better book would be Brave New Worlds, but they're all saying the same thing. They're all warnings about where this is heading. And even now, even today, throughout the media, they're all talking about how Rachel Reeves is going after the middle class in their, the next, because the wealthy are mostly gone. So it's the next ones down, the lawyers and the solicitors and the GPs and all that kind of stuff. They're going further down. 1984, and I know this is a bad quote, not a direct quote, but basically they got rid of the middle class. And we've basically, no matter how you see it, technically speaking, the middle class has been squeezed out since 2008. It doesn't technically exist. All this leveling up. In fact, their actions, no matter which color they're on, politically, is to, push down. They're not leveling up, they're pushing everybody down. So, yeah. This, I think, is going to be something that we may need to follow back on some other time. This feels like this is not going to go away. These people don't believe less is more. It's always about more power, more control. And that's why I go back to 1984, because it literally, this is what they believe. This is what they want. This is the outcome to what they want to build. But yeah. So sorry to make it a bit of a reading, but it's just I've got to see it how it sees, you know. So even though there's going to be, this feels like Strange Bedfellows at the top here, just to finish off. But as always, it's the third option, changing the goals with this proposal. For some reason, I want to use this deck. I've been told to shuffle it. So we'll finish it off with this. I'm sorry. These have been staring me out. So let me just wake them up a bit. Here we go. Come on, love. Here we go. What do we need to know from this reading, please? What do we need to know from this reading, please? Excuse me. Emperor on the wonk. Okay. Ooh. I don't know what that is. It's laying face down. Emperor on the wonk is basically the control. 4 of cups in reverse. You will take it. Overarching and defending their ground again. 9 of wands, wounded warrior. They know they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Taking a leap of faith with the Fool card. So, Emperor on the wonk, and it wants to be on the wonk. It's not fully underneath, but basically corrupt, control freak, crazy. If you know the Game of Thrones, mainly because we're rewatching it still at the moment, Game of Thrones, that would be the Mad King, burning people crazily, kind of taking control, nutter. Yeah? That's basically what, you know, they're obsessed with power to the point where it corrupts them, right? 4 of cups in reverse. You will take your medicine, basically. Victory, success. Victory, success. 5 of swords in reverse is basically victory, success twice. They will have what they want. Is basically it. They will keep this going. Until we get a new change, a new control. But like I said, this feels like we need to revisit this at another time. Maybe in January, it feels like, because with the 5 of swords in reverse, it feels like a 2-in and a throw-in before we get to that victory. So I feel like the proposal is rejected and they get it through, then like parts of it through, and they're so arrogant, it feels like, that they then try and get the other half that was rejected through, if that makes sense. Like, I'm being reminded of where was it? It was Ireland. It was, I want to say Belgium and one other country in the EU that actually had a referendum on the Lisbon Treaty back in the day, and Ireland voted no. Republic voted no. And then they basically went, oh, okay, we hear you, but we're going to do that referendum again until you get the correct answer. And they spent millions of euros on the yes side that completely funded the no. And then they finally pushed it through. Message of concern just fell out. Great fortune, bad health, occupation. Yeah, this feels like March sort of time. The great fortune. The job is their job is in The bad health is the state of affairs pushing this stuff through, even though it's rejected by so many people, the lords, etc. Their jobs are on the line again. Message of concern. This feels like major. That feels like major protests like we haven't seen before up to this point. This feels like proper, like absurd numbers everywhere. Overarching energy, poverty, underlying energy, marriage, the lovers and the Two of Cups. But we've got a deal. Poverty feels like I don't want to say it. Remember the message of this reading before I say it, okay? And from this channel and everything. Always be like Gandhi. With deodorant and sensible shoes. Always be like Gandhi. Or if you go to these protests or anything else, yeah, you've got to be, your crap cannot stink. Or they'll be used against you, as it were. We've seen it time and time again. With the poverty card, it feels like it's stuttery stammer, it's labour. This feels like you're not listening. We keep protesting. We keep trying to, you're refusing democracy. You're refusing this from different councils and that kind of thing. This feels like you're not listening. You're not hearing. You're not even paying attention. This is the escalation. It feels like, and I don't like it, especially with the bad health. And I do not consent to it or do anything. Do not. But this feels like enough's enough, especially the occupation here. And because of this push through, not even paying attention, pushing half through and the other half again until you get the right answer. Yeah. It erupts into nasty. So, yeah, thanks, Liz. But we're going to leave it here. If I'm going to say if you liked it, but if you enjoyed at least what happened, don't blame the messenger. Please like, hype, all that kind of stuff. Do the YouTube thing, subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, and all that kind of stuff. And comment down below, obviously, the 2 types of questions that we're looking for at the moment. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for everybody who does that. But until next time, where we do the crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.